Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob and Chris. One of us is in front of the Great Wall of Comics, the other, the Great White Wall.
Yeah, yeah, okay. That's better than saying like void or anything, right? So, or
Right, the
the
Great
Phantom Zone.
Whiteboard. I still want you to. One day, I want you to get a sheet of the dry erase sheets that you put on the wall, and just have it, and then like just start drawing your own cartoons
Yeah.
up on the wall every
this,
time.
this is my take of Spider-Man.
It's got to look better than mine. Uh, oh, God, goodness gracious. Well, everybody, we're happy to have you join us here. Karate Kevin is kicking off, pun intended, this year's show. However, he is going to be a few minutes behind, but that's okay. We got some time here to not only to welcome you all here, but also talk about this new year. I mean,
Mhm.
we started Slab Hub pretty early. I think it was around March or April of
Yeah,
last year. And went through our collections and started bringing new people on. And this year, I'm telling you, some of the guests we got lined up, it's
very
awesome.
exciting.
We got Karate Kevin and Chef Boyardee coming up, and we have um, ready for
Ty-
Wednesday.
Tyler,
Tyler
yeah,
from Whack Comics coming up. We got Man Cave Comics coming up. We're talking right now to Skeff and to Comic Man Andy about coming up. So it's gonna be a great set of shows. You're
yeah.
gonna want to make sure that this becomes a part of your Saturday routine. So make sure you go ahead and hit that notification bell to be reminded when the show goes live. Also today, we're going to go ahead and I got some new specials in the giveaway bin. So the giveaway bin is full, which means today we're doing 7 book pulls. Inside there are, of course, before we had a couple books that had extra pulls. Well, now there are books in there that have 2 extra pulls, 3 extra pulls. There's 2 double dailies, which gives you double the pulls, as well as there's books that have a free Rob Fastsack shirt, and there's a couple that will be going in there with some of the newest merch, free Slab Hub mugs. That's right. We on the go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, so in case the people that are hanging out in the chat don't realize, this is Rob's new audition tape for Jeopardy.
Oh, almost. Let me see if I can share this real quick. So, I mean, this is let me bring this in here. So on the add this to the streamer. So on the thing, guys, you will, if you were to go to the merch store, there are new Slab Hub stuff. So there's the mug, and the mug that says "I like it hot and steamy." Slab Hug mug. That
Oh, it's a pretty punny show
Yeah,
today.
there's 2 variants of the mug. This is the mug that's going to be given away, where it's just a single logo, the Slab Hub logo. We'll be having these mugs are in some of the giveaways options to be there. So if you're interested in it, you want to make sure you get one of those anyways. The link down below in the link tree does have all of that information for you. Chris, uh, since you last shared your collection,
Hmm.
you had the opportunity to venture down to the United States and get to that mailbox, this mysterious box that has the ability, it's almost like a TARDIS. It expands to hold a nearly infinite number of comics.
It
Um,
did.
I want to give you a chance to show off a couple of those while we're waiting for Kevin. But first,
Sure.
let me say hello to a couple people here while you're getting a chance to grab those and get ready because
Sure.
drop down. A white tiger, cool, calm, collected. Welcome, Les Crucius from New Mexico, allegedly. Thank you very much for coming here. I just like to say allegedly. I don't know why. Superpower Review. Kevin, he's can't wait to show you guys his slabs. He's on his way. Adrian Panda, awesome. Thank you for coming by. Panda After Dark was lit, as we were saying on the show the other day. I don't understand what that means, but I'm old. Dale Spence Comics Collectibles. Navs, hey, happy to have you here. War Machine, Punisher Comics and Collectibles. Cole Comics in claims. There you go. Happy go lucky. Happy New Year to you too. Never could figure out yo yo yo. Oh, let's see here. Who else? Triple G Comics. Good evening. Good day, depending upon what part of time you're in. Gary B, the casual comic guy, able to join us. Happy to have you join us here, buddy. Gary B will be one of the guests, incidentally, this week on or next week, technically, I guess, on Tuesdays. Sidekick Talks Comics. Gary's going to be a guest host along with Jimmy the Don as filling in for Slotted Up. So you might want to check that out. See Gary B, White Shadow, Chip Getler. Happy to have you here. And look at Steve Burke 54. You haven't missed yet. Karate Kevin is on his way to the studio, to his remote studio, and will be joining us momentarily. In the meantime, Chris. So yeah, we talked about you. You were mentioning that you picked up a few slabs had been waiting for you. Let me put you into the position of honor and embiggen you.
I see Austin Mays join us. Austin, happy New Year to you and your family. So yeah, like Rob mentioned, just a short little while ago, I did finally get to cross the border into the United States. Well, there was no testing required as long as I was in and out in under 72 hours. And I was basically in and out in just a handful of hours. And boy, let me tell you, the mailbox owner was happy to see me. I feel like he backed up his forklift and cleared out a corner of his warehouse, but no, it wasn't that. It wasn't like that. But it was significantly more than what I thought it was going to be. And so let's just start with one of my favorite series that's now become something of a phenomenon. This is the Jenny Frizen Virgin variant of Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1, in a 9.8. I picked this up literally at the right time. I believe I spent just under $100 for this book, and now it's worth a little bit more than $100. And I do happen to have this particular issue at CGC getting slabbed up that Miss Frizen was kind enough to sign for me. So nice. That's a book that I'm looking forward to adding to my collection. Like you, Rob, I'm a fan of Art Germ, and I picked up Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 1, the KRS Comics exclusive, almost sepia type of cover. And this is autographed by Art Germ. This is MJ in a little bit of Deadpool pose.
Yeah, they did a bunch of like MJ cosplays. There was well, it's kind of like a Deadpool, but she's got the Wolverine claws, X-23 claws. It was kind of a weird cover. I didn't understand what it was trying to do, but
yeah, it's the first appearance of Rebecca London and the Mason and Human Torch, Ant-Man, Black Widow, and Cap. The Wilson Cap all make an appearance in this. So yeah, this again was one of those books that I found dirt cheap. Like timing is everything when on eBay, and I'm less than $80 US to pick up that book. A book that I spec'd out hard on that I spent. See what I did there?
Yeah.
A book that I spec'd large on.
Did your spec last more than 4 hours?
Yeah. I'm quite capable of my spec lasting more than 4 hours. Boom. I picked up Avenging Spider-Man number 9. This book is a little bit of a roller coaster ride when it comes to value in a 9.8. This is the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. As you know, we've had Carol Danvers as a few incarnations over the years, but this is basically the one that we all recognize in the MCU. Her particular look and her new title. So this is a book that I picked up, and I'm happy about it. I actually enjoy Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, but it is what it is.
Well, before you share this one, I just want to remind everybody, those of you guys who are just joining us right now, Karate Kevin is on his way, and he'll be joining us here shortly. So Chris is just showing off a couple books that he picked up from his mailbox when he got a chance to come back into the U.S., and then we'll be doing an early bird giveaway. So,
one of my new favorite villains of the last 10 years is the Batman Who Laughs. I think it might be a little bit of a corny title for a villain, but I like how sinister the character is, and it's just no holds barred, death or nothing type of villain, and that's something that I enjoy. And Scott Snyder, I feel, has been the best writer for the Batman Who Laughs so far. But I picked up the Batman Who Laughs, the Jock variant, cover A, for issue number 1, and it's signed by both Jock and Scott Snyder. And this is the Batman Who Laughs number 1. I apologize for the glare because it's such a dark cover.
Yeah, they don't do well.
Yeah, they don't particularly show that well. But yeah. And on the back it says, exclusive Jock cover with the chains and everything on it. And I couldn't show Slabs without talking about my favorite character. And that, of course, is the Amazing Spider-Man. And this is issue number 53 and a 6.5. And this is where I'm going to hit the pause button because
the man that's here is here.
The man that's here has joined us. So, comic fam, comic army, Rob's family. This is an appearance of Dr. Octopus, but this is also billed as Gwen and Peter's first date and a 6.5 ASM 53. Kevin, it's nice to meet you, my man. Thanks for joining us.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for them, I hear.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late.
No, it's all right. Take a moment to compose yourself because we're actually gonna do an early bird giveaway. Because I promised we were going to do our 3 giveaways today. So normally we do a giveaway of random pulls from the pull box in the middle and at the end. But decided today we're going to go ahead and do one at the early end, reward those of you guys got here early before other people jump in. As far as as a programming thing, guys, for those of you who stick around to the end of the show, or if you're watching this on the replay, if you skip towards the end, I suppose. But why would you skip past all these beautiful slabs? You'd be silly. I'm going to be doing a tease of the January Rob Fat Stacks mystery box giveaway, or not giveaway, but that we'll be doing anyway. So let me real quick first. Let's pull in here our thing. So go ahead and hashtag us early bird special, and we're going to be doing 7-book pull from the box, which, as I said, is full now. A matter of fact, not only is it full, but I have books waiting to come back into the box to fill spaces. That's why we've jumped up to 7-book pulls. Again, you can win multiple times throughout the show. It means today you could win 3 times. And if you pulled both daily doubles, oh my goodness, am I going to have to send you a lot of books? They could have 35 books you could end up with, assuming none of the others had extra bonus pulls.
I think that would be considered a fat stack, wouldn't it?
That it would definitely be. We'll definitely do a good chunk of these books, that's for sure. All right, so we'll give everybody a moment to hit that early bird special. While you're at it there, you can also, as Chris is saying, please don't forget to hit the like button. We appreciate that. And as always, as a programming note down below, you should have information not only to the link tree for us, but links for Chris and for Kevin. Plus, in a moment, once we get into the show, Kevin's information will be scrolling across the screen.
Thank you.
It's a new feature for 2022. I learned a new trick.
New
features that were already there, but something new. All right, I'm seeing the early bird specials come in. We got 16 out of 19s people watching, so I'm going to give us another 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And our winner is
Wheel of Fish.
Thank you.
Mark.
Legion of Comics. Congratulations.
Wow.
All right.
Nice.
Excellent. So for Legion of Comics, I think that only makes sense then that Chris, you pick for Mark. So what will your hot picks be for him here? Let's find out.
Well, I know one of his favorite numbers is 17. So let's go with the very first book in the rear.
Hold on. I am going to tilt my camera just a little bit so we get a chance to see the books as I'm pulling them here. Okay, you said Let's see. This doesn't matter. You said first book from the rear?
Very first book from the rear.
First book from the rear is a DC book, Checkmate.
Very
How
nice.
ironic.
First cameo appearance of Damon Rose, an underworld assassin.
Okay. And let's go 7 from the front. And wow, I guess on SlabHub it's fair to say this. Yes, Mark, I love you too.
Oh, hey, there you go for him. How about
Nice.
some
Oh, wow.
Incredible Hulk action?
Wow, I can remember the day that cover was. I can remember the day that book was released. Yep.
316.
Yeah,
Incredible Hulk 316.
316. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Wait. All right. What's
Okay,
up?
let's go. Let's do some front to back action, and stop now. Yep,
Oh, sorry, I started.
that's okay.
That's right.
Oh, boom!
Batman 522.
Very nice.
Look at
That Swamp Thing too.
And look
Yeah.
at those giant bat ears.
Yeah,
It's like-
that's got to be Sam Keith's work right there.
all right.
Okay, let's continue. And now,
Oh, this is Batman Adventures number 9. This
Very
has what does it say? Note on the back. Has Incredible Hulk number 181 ad with Wolverine picture that came out before Hulk 181. This came out between Hulk 180 and 181. Okay, I don't know why there's a Marvel ad in a DC book, but there you go.
so how many we got left? Three to go.
Yes.
Okay, let's
yeah.
see if I can find Mark some sort of bonus kind of thing to start the new year off right. And now,
Geiger number 6.
all right, I know Mark's a fan of Geiger. I know that he likes Jeff Johns' work. Now,
Batman 622.
this is just home run after home run for the Legion of Comics household.
One
And,
more.
I feel like I need to get a Spider-Man in there for the guy. Now,
How about Die 14?
Cool.
Die 14. All right. Keep the independent flavor
All
going
right.
for him.
There you go. Those for
All
Mark.
right.
Oh yeah. All right. I should put those off to the side.
Yeah.
Where's my
it's a tailored box for him. Yeah. That was pretty damn good. Yeah. Cole's
I don't know
mentioned
why.
that Die is a banger. I've heard actually really good things about Die.
I don't know why.
I'm looking forward to picking up the trade when it crosses my path.
Mark LOC. All right. Let me tag those so that way they're set. Move them out of the way so they don't get damaged. And we will get those taken care of going out. Mark, you still get a chance to win later on potentially as well. All right, so that takes care of our early bird special. We'll be giving away about halfway through. So the way this is going to work, Kevin, is about halfway through your sharing with us. Let us know, or when you feel it's a good place to stop, the tempo's changing, whatever. We'll do another giveaway.
Okay.
And then we're going to do another one at the end of the show. And everybody, including Mark, is eligible to win again. Even
Sweet.
yourself, Kevin.
Whoa.
So real quick, why don't you give us a quick introduction to yourself and tell us a little bit about Superpower Review.
Sure. So I am Kevin Vidinha. I am the host and creator of the YouTube channel called Superpower Review. I've been at it for about 4 years now, and on my channel, I do reviews on comic books. I haven't done one in a little while, but I do reviews on movies, action figures, statues, and we also do a lot of other fun things too, just sort of the norm of what you see on the basic YouTube comic community YouTube channels where I do, CGC unboxings, new hauls for the week and such. Anything that I think would, grab people's attention. That's what I pretty much do on there. But I have a lot of fun on the channel on Saturdays. Usually I go live for What's That Comic Book? And a lot of people enjoy that show a lot. So What's That Comic Book is when I hang out with people from the community and we just shoot the shit. We take about an hour randomly pulling comic books from our collections. And we just try to give as much information about that comic book possible, rather, even if it has like a backstory behind the book and why that book is so personal to you. Maybe your dad bought it for you and that was your first comic book, anything like that. So like I said, any given information about that.
That sounds pretty similar to what we're going to do here today, only with slabs. It's like you're cut perfect for this show.
See, I like random.
There you go. All right, excellent. Well, if there's any objections from the audience, speak up now or forever hold your peace. Tough shit. Karate, Kevin, why don't you kick it off for us with your first slab here for us?
All right, do we want to warm up here, or do we want to just go like?
Oh,
bang?
It is total your choice on how you like. Do you like to stretch a little first before you kick the triple roundhouse, or what? I mean,
all right. You know what? I think I've kept people waiting long enough from showing up late. We're just gonna go right into it. No warm up. I got my first book right here to my right. This is hands down my favorite. Yeah, no lube. We're just gonna cram it right in. This is my favorite comic book in the collection, and we're gonna go right off with amazing.
Yeah. There you go.
Spider-Man 300. So, as a lot of people know, maybe you don't know, this is my favorite comic book of all time. This is my favorite slab, my favorite comic book in the collection. If anybody knows, I have a crazy amount of copies of ASM 300. The copy count is 8 of them. Wow. I do have another one that is graded at a 9.4. It's a blue label. I wanted to, share that love, make sure some slabs got some love and attention, so I picked out the better one. This one is signed by Stan Lee, and we also have a Todd McFarlane signature. We have David Michelini up there, wow. And we also have it quoted by David Michelini, "We are Venom." And so this book really went on a really big journey. And so when I first bought this book was graded at a 9.0. It was only signed by Stan Lee, and I paid a whopping $275 for it at the time.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
But how long ago was that?
I want to say this is probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
Because everything is relative.
Yeah. Right. So again, only signed by Stan, 9.0. And so I was like, when I first got with the Stan Lee sig, I was like, well, I have to add Todd McFarlane on there. He's my favorite artist. Got to do it. Sent it out, got it signed. And then I was like, okay, we only have one more signature. And I'm going to do it. We're going to do David Michelini. So the people who were doing the private signings was like, you really need to get this book pressed. And, I'm still really new and I'm still gathering information. I don't know too much about pressing and cleaning comic books. And so I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it. So for the last signature, I put it up to get it pressed and cleaned. Best decision of my life, because as you can see, it came back that 9.4. And I was also really excited too, because I didn't ask for David Michelini to quote it. It was just something that the people who were doing the private signing knew how much of a Venom fan I was, and was like, "Hey, you really need to do this for this guy. He's a huge fan, and he gives us our business a lot. So please do this for him." So that was one of the things. So when it came out, I was just like, "I can't believe it, dude!" It was one of those things that I would have never signed up to do or paid extra money for, but because they just threw it in, I was like, that is pretty unique.
That's great.
I can remember the day that book came out, because I really hopped on the McFarlane train early with 298. I was reading Spider-Man all the way through, and I liked Michelini's work. Yeah. But I can honestly say, of the hundreds of copies I've seen of that book signed and the thousands of homages, I've never seen Michelini do any kind of quote on there. So good for you, man. That's fantastic. Yeah.
I have seen a couple float around here and there. I think that was one of the things that Scorpion Comics was doing at the time. If the person was coming in with books all the time, getting stuff signed with them, I think they would have them do it. But yeah. So there we go. Book number 1.
Yeah, so the number of those that you have is bordering on my getting close up to my Spider-Man 2099 lot, but I think your ASM 300s are worth a little bit more.
Yeah, so everybody used to think how crazy I was about buying that book, and it's true. I am a bit crazy, but like the thing is, when I was in high school, and I thought like how much that book was. I think back in high school, like when Spider-Man 3 came out, the book like near mint was going for about $150 max, and I'm like $150. I'll never pay that much for a comic book. So like when I finally started like working full time and making some pretty good money, I just started hoarding them, like another one, another one.
And who's laughing now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right. So from ASM 300, where are you taking us?
All right. So, you know what? Let's keep it going with some Image Boys. Another big person that, was big from the 90s. Let's go with New Mutants number 98, CGC graded at a 9.8.
Very nice.
So this is yet another
First
book.
appearance of Gideon. That's a very important
Yeah, and fake Domino. I'm impressed.
right.
Yeah, fake Domino. Nobody cares about this dude. Nobody.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, no, yeah. He's
Red
a
Tool?
douchebag.
Red Tool, right?
Red Tool.
What's
I like that.
Deathstroke doing in Marvel?
The Red Deathstroke, yeah. So this is yet another book that I got really lucky with, and so after the ASM 300, after that, I was a huge firm believer in pressing and cleaning your comic books, and so I bought this book at a 9.6. I believe it was no more than $380 at the time. Around $380, and so when I saw the book came in. It was in a old CGC label and case. I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand the old cases and labels. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to get this book pressed. I think it could benefit from a press, but I'm not sure if it's enough to get the 9.8. And sure enough, it came back the 9.8, and I was literally running around the house like, "Oh my goodness!"
I really don't understand sometimes why not to have it pressed. I mean, it's like when you're going through that process of changing out a slab or whatever else. It's like the likelihood of damage from a pressing, if you're doing it with a reputable press or whatever, is so small, so minimal, versus the potential benefit. Let alone usually worst case scenario is it stays the same, right?
Yes. And I will mention too that, because I know a lot of people don't really care for CGC's pressing services. All the books that I've gotten pressed and cleaned slab wise were all done by CCS. So I mean, I've had nothing but good experiences from them.
Yeah, same thing. I've had good experience with them. It's just unfortunately right now, especially their lead time, is 200 and something days.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what it is.
It's somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 months right now to press a book through them, and then you add on the CGC time on top of it. So I just calculated the other day, if you sent a modern book in for press and clean through CCS and grading CGC, and you don't pay for expediting, if the book arrived today in their system, January 1st, you would get your book back in May of 2023.
Yeah, crazy. And I have one book in the collection. It's not in the pile today, but I do have one book that I want to send out to get pressed and cleaned, and I'm just like, should I do it now? Should I send it off, or maybe I should wait until times get a little bit better? I don't know. So.
All right, so we go from the first appearance of Gideon to.
Let's go to. Do you guys want another first appearance?
It's not what we want; it's what you want, brother.
All right.
This is your show on my channel.
Oh my God, I'm so crazy happy right now. So here we're gonna go with we're gonna go back here. We're gonna go to all the way from 1973. This is another one of my favorite artists, hands down my favorite book done by this artist. We're gonna go with Batman number 251. We have
great on that one.
Oh yeah, and so we have classic Neil Adams here, and this is by far my favorite Batman cover, favorite Joker cover. Absolutely love this book. This book is not really necessarily key. I know there's some people who say that this is the first Bronze Age appearance of Joker. I don't think they're entirely wrong here. But this is just pretty much a classic book for me because, you know, Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil just did such a great job kind of bringing Batman back to being dark. And we were trying to, at that time, they were trying to really get Batman back on track from, you know, the campy, you know, the shows back then and with Adam West and stuff. So they were trying to bring him back to his roots. And they made Joker really sinister here, not so campy. You know, he's on a murdering spree in this book,
Yes.
and that's another reason why I love this book so much.
That's the reason why it's the key, is for the way it re-images the
Yep.
Joker into the homicidal maniac that he is today versus the campy clown that he had been previously. I mean, you could say first Bronze Age, sure. I mean, it's 1973. It's right in that window of transition. So,
exactly.
But I haven't heard anybody ever get excited about, oh, this is the first Bronze Age appearance of somebody versus in the same way. I mean, the Silver Age was a little bit different on certain characters, just because of the way things changed so fundamentally. In this case, this is a fundamental change of a character. And yes, it's more to the way that the Bronze Age did go to a darker route on everything, but it's definitely about that complete fundamental shift in who he was.
Right.
Awesome book. I love it.
Yeah.
To me, that's the seminal cover when it comes to Neil Adams. You know, there's a few campy books that Neil Adams did that comes to my mind that I enjoyed, like the Beatles take, The Death of Paul, or Fake Paul and the Beatles and that kind of thing. But that's the one right there that to me, most people, when you think Neil Adams, this is the cover. But that book right there is the one that slingshotted Joker to the #1 position as the most favorite villain of all time for most comic book readers, because essentially it turns him into that homicidal maniac, the terrorist, the man that eventually takes away Jason Todd, the man
chaos
that wiped
for chaos sake.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just
And beforehand too, this, you know, before Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams took over Batman, Batman was actually on the chopping block. Batman wasn't doing well. Again, you know, the show was doing really well, but it kind of tarnished what was happening in the comic books, and people were like, I'm not about that. So again, it was up to these two guys that continued on the legacy of Batman.
Yeah, excellent. All right,
great book, great grade.
Also, too, I mean, we're going with lots of books so far. I'm not doing this intentionally. This is just happening at random. But this is yet another book that I bought at a lower grade and sent it into CGC, got it pressed and cleaned, and got the grade bump.
It's amazing how many books are out there that just people had sent in and just to get them slabbed and never got them, didn't get the press and clean at the same time. And once you do that,
guilty.
Get a nice nice little bump.
And I don't send in books unless I know that it really has a shot. You know what I mean? If it's riddled with spine ticks and I'm not seeing many pressable defects, I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? So
at least now you can read the grader's notes that you could before you couldn't.
Right.
As long as you're a paid member, unfortunately, but at least.
I like the new feature. So let's go. I'm kind of looking at the top of the stacks here. Which one I want to go with next? All right. You know what?
Just pick one and go through them. It doesn't no rhyme, no reason.
I'm going to go with this one here. So this one is a very unique book in my collection. This is a Edge of Venomverse #1. It's a very modern book. What's on the cover that makes it amazing?
Oh boy!
So this is signed and sketched by an artist named Will Torres. It's not a Todd McFarlane sketch. It's anybody who's getting really excited about out there. So I went with the cheaper version. This comic book artist does a lot of homages to Todd McFarlane. So I bought this from Scorpion Comics, who had this artist do it, and it says right here after Todd McFarlane. But it is signed by Todd McFarlane, so I do think it adds to the piece a lot. This is my only sketch cover that I have in the collection. And so it's just one of my favorite books in the collection, definitely, because I am a huge Venom fan. I love Todd McFarlane's Venom. I wish we had more of Todd McFarlane's Venom back in the in the 80s and early 90s, but definitely a really cool piece.
Here's a weird way he signed that. So it's
I've
Todd
never
Edge of
seen
McFarlane.
Like I've seen Todd do some different takes on his signature in weird locations, but I've never seen him spread it out like that.
Yeah, I
actually
figured that
like it a lot.
I figured that he didn't have enough room, so that's why he like, oh well, I can put my name here and I put my name there.
Yeah,
So
he does take pride in his autographs, so that's actually cool to see.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so definitely really love this one a lot. This one definitely will always stay in the PC. Most of these books, most of the books that I have, like slabs, I don't really sell a lot of my slabs. Once I buy them, they pretty much just stick in. You know what I mean? So they stay forever. And like when I sell stuff, I try to keep books last. Like I'll try to sell like my original artwork first. I'll try to sell figures and statues. I usually like keep my books like dead last.
Understandable.
All right, let's see what do we got next. Let's give Daredevil.
There's an older book. I always love it when you see those back covers.
Yeah,
you're like right away.
Happy dude.
Him, artist, Evil Knievel stunt cycle, the Spalding basketball.
Oh, that's one of the hottest books in comics today.
Is it? I didn't know that. This was actually a book that I purchased this year. I actually bought 2 copies of this book this year. So I bought one at a 9.0. Wasn't happy with the condition of the book. It was riddled with spine ticks, and I just thought that the book did not deserve the 9.0 grade. And also the person who sold me the book smelled like cat pee for whatever reason. And I was like, this thing's gotta go, dude. Like this thing reeks. I don't know if he was like really mad about the deal that we did. Like, get some cat pee in there, free on the house. But anywho, so I ended up upgrading this book this year. So here we have a Daredevil number 131, CGC graded at 9.6, and we have the first appearance in the origin of the brand new Bullseye. Mm-hmm. If anyone is a Daredevil fan, I guarantee that their number one villain is Bullseye. He is the best villain for Daredevil. Gorgeous book. Love this cover. And when I was going for the upgrade, I wasn't initially going for the 9.6. I was trying to get a 9.4, but the 9.6 had a great price for it. Someone really gave me an awesome deal on it, and I was like, you know what? For an extra $100, let's go for the 9.6.
Sometimes sometimes it's just like you're an idiot if you don't, right?
Right.
As long as you can swing it.
Right, exactly. I had the funds in my PayPal for it, and I was like, you know what? Why not? Why the hell not? The book is gorgeous. So, like, having a book, from 76 and a 9.6 grade. I know, like, some people are like, yeah, whatever, it's a near mint book, but to me, like, I find it like absolutely like stunning that a book from that time can still keep its grade like that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I wish I was a Daredevil fan. It's a lot cheaper to collect than Spider-Man.
That book has actually been on the trending top 10 for the last 3 weeks. People are specking hard on Bullseye now that Matt Murdock has returned to the MCU. So yeah, that's a big boy book. People don't realize that's a big boy book.
I'm glad I picked it up when I did then.
Yeah.
Let me just take a sip of water here, hydrate.
No worries. Yeah, I'll do that too here. I'll put my
Well, let's just make it a trio.
All right, up next. Man, there's just fire books, and it's just like, where do I go?
Just keep going for that same stack until you deplete that stack.
Here's another book that I picked up.
Vengeance.
Yeah, this is another book I picked up this year. This is yet another book that I upgraded this year as well. So here we have Vengeance of Bane, number 1, CGC 9.8. This book here was the deal of the year of 2021. This book was climbing. Okay, so there was this thing, the comic book market went crazy, and I was like, it seems like it's only Marvel books that are going up right now.
Yeah,
and it seems like as soon as I said that, had that thought, DC books started to climb. So this
no, not DC books. Batman Keys.
Yeah, okay. True, touche. And so I was like, man, like now this book is going up. I had a 9.4, and yet again, I was like, you know what? Let's upgrade this thing. I think, I owe it to Bane for being one of my top favorite Batman villains to have this book in a 9.8. Someone was selling one through Instagram. Again, the deal of the year. This book, I got this book for $4.50 shipped. It's signed by Chuck, by Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon, the 2 co-creators of Bane. and you couldn't even find a blue label in that price. I think a blue label was at the time going close to $1,000 at like $700 to $800.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, no, that's a no-brainer right there. I ended up trading my 9.4 with him, and he ended up putting the price down. I was just like, yeah, that's a no-brainer right there. So love this book. Side cover profile of Batman, and you get a nice cover appearance of Bane.
Yeah.
Wonder how long Bane will stay dead.
Well, his daughter's becoming quite the interesting character this year, at least. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her first appearance is
his daughter clone.
Daughter clone.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Like Wolverine's daughter.
All right, here we go. We're gonna go with this pile here. So yet again, one of my favorite books right here. Definitely one of my favorite suits. We're gonna go with Amazing Spider-Man.
Boy.
Number 252. The first
newsy
in a newsstand. This was a book that, I love. To anybody who doesn't know me, I love anything that's symbiote related. I love Spider-Man and his symbiote suit. Favorite suit of all time. I think, to me, that this should be the original suit for Spider-Man. I remember I said it. Shots fired. Pew, pew.
It may be your favorite, but it can't be the original suit.
Come on, yeah, it totally makes sense for Spider-Man. Have you ever seen a red and blue spider? No.
Oh, should it have been? Okay, from that standpoint, from a color standpoint, I'll give you that. But I mean,
I don't know. It's a little more stealthy. It's black.
It was. Look, let's be honest. It was the Spider-Man suit for a generation.
Yeah. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely was very fitting for the black suit at that time, I think. Got this book. I have some advice from people. If you're gonna buy a key, if you can buy that key, if you can find a key like this that is selling in Canada, go for it, because you can get the book a whole lot cheaper sometimes. So I bought this person from a person in Canada who was selling the book really cheap. I think I bought this book maybe 3 years ago. I wasn't intending to go for the newsstand. I actually prefer direct editions, even though that the newsstands, do fetch a premium. And
for some people.
For some people, yeah. I really like the extra.
I don't pay a premium for them, but
this was actually, the newsstand was going for cheaper than a direct edition, and I didn't really have a preference. I really didn't care, so I just picked it up. So again, seeing this book in a 9.6 from 1984 is just really crazy for me. And I've thought about maybe upgrading this book, but
a 9.6, you're good.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I got a really good deal with it, and I don't think I would be making too much money if I were to sell this one. So I would be making money, but
those damn Canadians giving away good deals.
Well, it's just your exchange rate.
It is my exchange rate. It's true.
Up next, let's continue on the symbiote theme.
Oh boy.
Got a Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 8 and a 9.8.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
So, Kev, the one thing when this book that you're holding in your hand is actually one of the most popular books for all our guests, and including Rob. I know Rob has a couple, and
two triple signed books.
As a Spider-Man fan, I do not own that book, but
really?
yours, sir, is one of the most rare ones because it is in a blue label,
not signed.
I see more yellow label Marvel Superhero Secret War 8 signed than I do unsigned.
Really?
And those three have been touring for the last 2 or 3 years.
BD, Zach, Shooter, that book pays their, is paying their retirement.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's, again, I mentioned big boy book earlier. That's if you're a Spider-Man fan, that has to be in your collection. And I'm sorry to say, as a guy that is a hardcore Spider-Man fan, I do not own that book yet. But that is a goal.
You don't even have the facsimile?
No, I have many homages.
Oh.
But I do not.
Not even a raw copy.
I might have.
What's that?
You don't even have a raw copy.
I do not have a raw copy. No. In fact, I only picked up Secret Wars issue #1 in the last couple months, which was actually a garage sale find for me, and that's my only Secret Wars issue that I have at the moment. Just because I've been focusing on
we
Spider-Man ASM
can't
1 to 100.
we can't fault him too bad. He does have ASM 1 through 10 complete.
That's
and I don't know about you, but I don't. So the fact that I have 2 Secret Wars means nothing in reality. My 2 Secret Wars won't even fetch one of his sexy books.
Well, but, not to gloat or anything, but this is yet another book too that I hoard, just like my ASM 300. So nice. I have
copies.
I have 8 copies of this book as well.
Nice. So Chris, that's why you can't find any. Kevin's got them.
I have them all.
How many yellow labels do you own?
In this book, I don't have any yellow labels.
Wow.
Impressive.
So actually, when I go to cons and when I get books signed, if I am self-witnessing them, I don't get them slabbed.
Okay.
Just one of those weird things. But this is yet another book that I'm glad I picked up too before the comic book market spike, because I think this book's going for maybe $700 now.
I thought it's gone into 4 figures in a 9.8.
Wow.
I could be wrong.
Back in when Boston Fan Expo, I want to say 2017, I picked that book up for $150.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So again, it goes to show you how these books have gone up. And to anybody who's watching, I just want to say I want to thank everybody who's watching. Some person Backerman has said that he's glad to be here, and I appreciate you that you are here. I love talking about my slabs and comic books, and if anybody has questions, just let me know.
I'll be honest. I honestly think that Beckerman was actually talking, or Mike was talking about, there's a side conversation that goes back between DJ Lynx and Nick and some other stuff that would happen on a different stream where they accidentally muted DJ for a while. That's hence the justice for DJ and justice served. So I think that he might have been pretending to that, but for our sake, let's just pretend it was exactly for this.
Yes, Mike is very
thank you very much, Mike.
Here.
We're happy that you're here for this too. All right.
Let's all right, we have some pretty big first appearances here.
We like first appearances.
This was the first book that I bought sexy for 2021, lowest graded book in the collection. Daredevil #1. And a CGC.
They even marked it a big 1 on the side there, so you know it's the first issue.
Yeah,
that was nice of them.
So you know that
I always hate when they mix it up and they put 2 when it's really a 1. I mean, #1. I mean, come on.
But this was the first comic book buy of 2021. Found this at a flea market, and it took me about a month.
Nice
flea market find. It took me about a couple of weeks, maybe at least 2 weeks, to make the decision to go to the flea market and pick it up. I picked it up a little after they announced that Charlie Cox was going to be Daredevil in the MCU, and I was like, fuck, we're going to the flea market today. We're going to go see if that book is still there. And so not too bad, not too shabby. I got this book for under $1,000. Which I cannot complain about, because I think this book is going close to, a little over 15 now, maybe even higher. But it's just one of those things. It's, better to have a low grade than no grade. Kevin, I'm glad to be here for you, my dude. Thank you so much, Nick. Definitely happy to add this one. Sometimes I go like, maybe I will upgrade this one at some point, but I don't know if I can now.
Sometimes those books are ones that you upgrade if it falls into your lap. But if it doesn't, it's like, I'm not going to go actively looking for a replacement. But if I happen to stumble across one because I'm buying a collection, oh my God, look at that, there's one in here, then so be it.
Yeah, why not, right? And again, I will go with that. If an opportunity does fall in my lap, I would do it, but I'm not going to go looking for one. But for 1.0, I'm really happy that the book is intact. It's I did buy it slabbed at the flea market. Yep. it's the cover's intact. There's no restoration to it. There's no tape on the cover, and I think that's really hard to find in a lower grade, because you can even find books as low as a 2.0 that still have tape on them.
Mhm.
And I'm not all about that. I don't want any tape, no extra staples, no color touch. The book is intact, and it's still all original. So I think that's pretty important to me.
All the original patina.
Mm-hmm. And and it has like some character to it with the wear and stuff. So
no, I mean, it tells us. I mean, these books, these were read books. They're not like today's modern books where we take them home from the store. They're already bagged and boarded before you walk out of the store, and maybe you slip a few of the books out to carefully read, half open, so you don't break the spine, and then gently put them back in the bags of board, seal them, and put them away. Right. Where these books were shared, they were read, they were tossed around, they were folded. So it's a completely different story that comes with those books. So I mean, that's great.
And nobody cared about comic books then. Nobody thought that comic books were going to be valuable like they are today either.
Well, there were a few people, but most people didn't.
Yeah, well, a good majority of them no. So and speaking of hating, older cases and labels, this is on my to-do list to send to CGC to get a reholder. Let's see. Let's just finish this pile. Why not?
Yeah, we'll finish that pile. Maybe then we'll do a giveaway and then continue on.
Yeah, so we'll do these two, and you guys can do your giveaway if you want. Going on with more.
If I want.
I don't mean it that way.
No,
I'll take a break.
I'm teasing.
I'll take a break, and then from all this nostalgia. Going back to more symbiote sexiness, we have a Web of Spider-Man #1, CGC graded at a 9.8. Not a lot of people think of this book as key. I mean, it does have a first appearance of the Volturians, but not a lot of people realize that this is, the issue where Spider-Man gets rid of his symbiote, and right after it's explained in ASM 300 how Eddie Brock does get the symbiote. So I find that very key to me. I just love this cover, and at the time this book was cheap enough to get a 9.8, and so might as well do it.
It's the only Web of Spider-Man book that's...
It's true.
If I was a smart man, I wouldn't have been collecting the ASM 1 through 100. I'd be collecting Web of Spider-Man 1 through 100 and Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man 1 through 100.
Right.
But instead, I'm aching for punishment.
Right. And if anybody is subscribed to No Good Comics, Justin's dad does the artwork to the
nice
book. Oh, yeah. All right, one more, and
we want more pictures of Spider-Man.
One more, and we'll do a giveaway.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. And here's another book that I got really dirt cheap at the time. Here is a Amazing Spider-Man #238, first appearance of the Hobgoblin.
Ooh, very nice.
And a 9.6. Classic cover by John Romita Jr. and Sr. I think this is a lot of people's favorite cover when it comes to Spider-Man. I am more of a Hobgoblin fan than Green Goblin. I like Hobgoblin a lot. And I kind of like the color palette of
and where are you on the Demo Goblin? No.
I think he's cool. You know what I mean? But I think I like Hobgoblin definitely the most out of all of the many goblins that are in the Spider-Man universe.
Yes.
I
don't think we've had Gwen Goblin yet, have we?
It needs to happen now.
I mean, come on, right? We got the whole
Miles Goblin. Yeah.
We have the whole Gwen verse or whatever going on. If I don't get,
I feel like I should
Goblin,
copyright that.
Maybe Gwen Goblin can throw Peter off the bridge.
I like it.
I don't know.
You should write that, Rob. And
what if? It's a what if.
I mean? There's so many.
Interesting.
There's so many parodies, so many goblins. I think it needs to happen now.
Well, excellent. Everybody, why don't you go and hit that hashtag Superpower Review into the chat there, and we will be giving away another 7-book pull from the box here of books. As mentioned earlier, there's chances in here to win additional pulls, including there are 2 daily doubles where you'll double your books, and there's opportunities to get Rob Fat Stacks, can't even say my own name right, shirts, and SlabHub mugs. So there you are.
Sweet.
Because everybody likes it hot and steamy.
Mm.
Yeah. So coming up this week, Chris, what do you got coming up? Well, we're waiting for people to type in. What's coming up on tap for you this week?
So I'm going to be releasing my own personal top 10 favorite covers of 2021. Just to give everyone a spoiler, I am going to be giving a special nod towards ASM 55 because that cover was actually released in the final week of 2020. And it should have been in my top 10 list for last year, but it's not going to be like 1 through 10. It's just going to be my favorite 10 copies. It's hard to pick just one over another, but I can separate 10 from the rest.
I tried to limit mine to 10 that I picked up.
Yeah,
made it a lot easier.
And that's what it's going to be. Books that I own, because there are a lot of beautiful covers that just slipped through my fingers, or ones that I couldn't afford because they just came at a massive price point the day they were released. Tomorrow, Mark from Legion of Comics and myself, as always on Sundays, we do Two Cool Guys Who Have Picks, where we give one hot book that we think that you want to consider picking up for New Comic Book Day. And I'll be appearing on Mark's channel tomorrow night. Today's Saturday, right? Yeah,
all day.
Everything's all messed up for me this week. And Monday I will have a mystery box opening from Boxed Heroes, and a box from Box Heroes that I picked up at some point during 2021. And now that the border opened, I went and got them all. So we'll find out what month that box was actually originally released in, and if it was actually modern books for that week that was that box was actually put together. And
awesome.
Wednesday, as always, I have an open invitation for a New Comic Book Day hangout where everyone gets to show off the books that they just picked up.
Cool.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
All right. I think we've seen the number of people entries here has stalled. We got 19 out of 23 watchers.
Beautiful.
So let's go ahead and hit the draw. And Kevin, since I didn't say it the first time and Chris did, this time you'll get to do it. While it spins, give us a nice Wheel of Fish a la UHF, the Weird Al Yankovic. Great movie. He doesn't know. Wheel of Fish. It's
Wheel of Fish.
DJ Links. Look at that. Mr. DJ Links is our winner here this time. So let's go ahead and flip this. Let me make myself big here. Let's remove that. There we go. I can almost manage my slab up. All right, Kevin, this time you get to pull books. You are responsible for Mr. DJ Links' winnings.
Ooh,
so
I hope they're all bad.
You get to, wow.
Shots fired, man.
So you get to pick. The way that you're going to pick is you either pick a number from the front or the back, which I will then count and pull that book, or you can give it some front to back action.
Yeah, we'll do like we did with the beginning.
You want to just straight into front to back action. All right.
Yeah. Let's pick it. I know he loves some Hulk, so let's get him some Hulk. And how about that one with the little blue tape there? What's that guy?
You got to stop on it. Oops.
Oh, okay. Oh, now the
Tom King.
You can't see. But...
Stop.
All right. First book up, All New Inhumans #1.
I'm gonna try, DJ. I'm gonna try.
All right.
Let's see. Stop.
Boom Studios Firefly issue #1.
Very nice.
Awesome book.
Cool. Woohoo! And stop.
Detective Comics 628.
Ooh, I like that one a lot.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen that cover before.
Yeah, that's a Marv Wolfman book too. Very nice.
Okay, 4 more books.
All right, 4 more books. We got to get at least one Hulk in here. And stop.
I see you, Nav.
The Sensational Wonder Woman, issue #6.
It's a great cover.
All right, and stop.
Oops.
Ooh, that's
here we go.
One.
Here we go.
Issue 27.
That's a good one.
Variant, Kirkham, secret variant.
Very nice.
All right, we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more books.
All right. Let's stop right there.
Okay. How about
Ooh.
G.I. Joe issue 59, the first appearance of Jinx, Tunnel Rat, Outback, Blind Master, and Raptor.
Sweet.
Like, come on, DJ.
All right, last book.
All right, let's see. And stop.
Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, the Sarah Pichel variant.
Awesome.
Very nice.
DJ, I hope I did you proud, buddy.
All right. Right, move those off to the side.
Chop and Drop, thanks for joining us.
And where's my pen? These are the DJ links. All right, so we'll have one more set of pulls that we'll give away at the end of the show. Congratulations, DJ. Thank you for playing along. If nothing else, we know what's going to be in next month's links box.
Right now in Brooklyn, DJ's nodding his head quietly. Yes, Rob. Yes, we do.
All right, let's hop back into some hot slabbing action.
Slabs. All right, so let's do another first appearance. This is one of my favorite characters of all time, newly favorite characters. I started reading up on this character maybe about 2-3 years ago. We have House of Secrets number 92, the first appearance of Swamp Thing, and a 7.5.
That's a popular book.
That is on my wish list for 2022.
Yeah, I would definitely snag one soon. This book has just definitely been on the rise. I'm glad I got mine when I did. So, yes, I haven't read it yet.
Neither have I. But yeah, Swamp Thing to me is one of arguably the most underappreciated DC characters of all time. And he has Swamp Thing has had some of the best writers ever to format a comic book.
Keep going, dude.
And some of those titles are very underappreciated, and arguably the best run that character ever had was under Alan Moore in the 1980s. You all need to read Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is so good. Yeah.
I don't have to say anything else, dude. He nailed it. Everything. Yeah. Best writers, best artists on the book.
Wrightson,
Wrightson, dude. You can't go wrong with Wrightson. The Alan Moore run is something that I read annually. That's how much I love that book. And I will say it too, the Alan Moore run is the best thing I'll ever read in comic books. I just love that run so much. I just feel like that Swamp Thing really, goes really, really deep. And there's a whole perspective of this in comic books where I just don't get in other comic book titles, and you're just like, wow, like that is really awesome. You know what I mean? There's the whole scene where him and Abby connect, and it's a sex scene, but not really. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, the way how it was written and done was just so awesome. DJ Links, Kev, Swamp Thing or Venom? I can't choose. I can't choose. When I have a love for comic book characters, I can't pick one because they both have different things that I love about them. But really happy to own this one. So when the government was hanging out stimulus checks, it's like, well, I'm not in dire need, so let's pick up a slab. Let's just pick up this book here. Why the hell not? And I'm glad I did, because that was a good investment. That book is not worth a stimulus check anymore. So. All right, let's see. We got McFarlane's here. Let's do another first appearance. This was another big buy of 2021. This is going down for the most expensive comic book buy for me. And here is a Wolf by Night number 32. First appearance of Moon Knight.
Nice grade.
Yeah, I was really late to the game with Moon Knight. So this happened around the same time where I got into Swamp Thing. I was debating to go read Swamp Thing or go with Moon Knight. And so I was like, well, I picked Swamp Thing and, ran with that. And so Moon Knight was like on my to-do list to read. And so, of course, when he started getting hyped up, I was like, all right, like I know I'm late to the game, but let's start reading Moon Knight. And of course, really liked him. And I was like, all right, let's get that first appearance while we can, you know what I mean? Before it's, you know, gets even more unreachable status. So I saved. And sure enough, got the book.
Nice.
Awesome.
And I think the getting this book in white pages is pretty impressive too. So
Yeah.
All right, now we have nothing. We have no choice but to pick a Todd McFarlane cover because both stacks have Todd McFarlane. We'll go with this guy right here.
Well, Chris never complains about a Todd McFarlane cover.
No.
This is a book.
I think it's a law in Canada or something.
Yeah, you can't complain about a fellow Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to root him on, right?
Yeah.
Here is definitely one of my all-time favorite reads of all time. This is Incredible Hulk number 340.
Oh boy.
The second meeting between, the second fight between Wolverine and the Hulk. This is after Hulk 181. They haven't seen each other in a long time. I guess obviously that rivalry was still there. Hulk, of course, is just as pissed off as always, and is like, you know what, I gotta fuck up that little man with the blades. Yeah. Wolverine is having a change of heart. He doesn't want to be that guy anymore that just scraps for no reason, but he can't help it. It's just some things that you can't hide. And this book is super, super violent. And if you love violence in your books, if you want to see an epic fight, I definitely would go for this one. This is a book that I would like to upgrade someday too.
This is also one of the books that we talk about all the time on this show, mostly because it is one of the top 5 most homaged covers in our opinion. Yep. We haven't done any scientific research, just pure observation of what we see that comes out in.
But once a month,
it seems to be that this is definitely one that has been climbing in the number of homages recently.
Yeah.
And it continues to be, out there. But then again, I think almost all of the significant McFarlane covers are homage so much because he is so influential to the new generation that's coming up of comic artists. Grew up with fell in love with McFarlane from his time on Spider-Man and his time on launching Image and Spawn and all the other stuff that obviously very influential to a lot of those artists.
Yeah, and the handful of Batman covers too.
Yeah, and it's so funny because that cover is so swiped as you guys mentioned, but that cover is actually a swipe of another comic book. Which is what is it? Marvel Fanfare 13, 12, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I love that book. Again, if you want to blood, gore, definitely. Some of the panels are just so awesome in that book.
Nice.
But yeah, love that book. Definitely would like to upgrade that one. And up next, let's just finish this pile and then we'll move on to another pile. Up next, we have the Batman, The Dark Knight Returns #1 in a 9.4 signed by Frank Miller. Nice gold signature there.
Yes, the giant.
Say it.
Go ahead.
Phallus.
Say it.
Phallus.
That's actually one of the larger Frank Miller signatures I've seen. Arguably the most important book ever released in the 1980s. And that's for any Batman collector. It's in their collection. It's a foundational piece.
Going up in high school, a lot. Obviously you hear you have to read Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. You have to do it. You're a Batman fan. You haven't read it. What are you doing? And so I remember getting back into comic book collecting and picking up a trade paperback and just flipping through the pages like, I'm not reading this. This artwork is just atrocious.
I just want to see, has Frank Miller ever done a cover with Richard Grayson that he could then sign so that you could get...
Here we go.
See where this is going.
I mean, come on. Once somebody first time somebody pointed out that to you on his signature, what it looks like, I mean, you can't unsee it.
I actually don't see it. I
You
don't.
don't see
I
it,
don't see
really.
it. I really don't.
Some of them are more aggressive than others, but I mean, there are some that straight up. It's like, dude, did you even sign it? All it is a straight up.
Well, then it's a sketch cover. You got yourself a little remark, depending on the size.
I've seen that in the
little
bathroom
remark.
stall. I didn't need to see that.
If we're gonna go with remarks, I'd rather have this remark as some of the Batman attempts
the
that he
Batwang?
does. Oh
The
my
bat
goodness!
getting a bat wing.
Batawang.
Oh, some of those Batman remarks that he does on books are like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time selling art, but people are like $100 for that Frank Miller Batman that looks like a 5-year-old drew.
It's funny. I mentioned Todd McFarlane takes pride in his signature, even though his signature is essentially just printing out the letters or whatever. But it's different because Frank Miller doesn't seem to take pride in that kind of stuff. It's almost like, okay, next, next. Yeah, big difference between two legendary creators that way.
Yeah. But like, seeing the trade paperback, like, going back, I was just like, there's no way I'm reading this. This artwork is just awful. And then one day I watched the animated movie, and I was like, I really love this story a lot. I was like, now I'm gonna definitely go check out the book. And of course, I loved the story, but again, the artwork was just like, the artwork's not there for me. As soon as like Frank Miller for me like started going on to like doing his own stuff, like Ronin and stuff, like his like when he left Marvel, his artwork for me was just like plummeting.
There's a big difference between the Dark Knight Returns and the Elektra Saga, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to tell us we need to kick this going.
I'm sorry.
We are now at the hour and 15 mark. We were late starting, Kevin, which is fine. But I just, in the interest of keeping the show watchable for our guests,
We got 10 slabs left.
We balance what we do.
Up next, we have a Swamp Thing #1 and a CGC 9.4.
Sweet Jesus, yes.
Yes, as we were mentioning earlier, we really love the Bernie Wrightson story. Yes. Fantastic artwork by Bernie Wrightson.
That is a beautiful cover, without
Incredible.
Up next, we're going to go with some more symbiote sexiness. We have an Amazing Spider-Man #361 at a 9.8.
Yeah.
Again, also a newsstand, not being picky, just found the newsstand at a cheaper price and decided to pick it up. Book went really hot for a little bit, and due to the Venom movie, but then started plummeting once.
Hashtag justice for Carnage, please. Hashtag justice for Carnage.
And down because of the Venom movie.
Right. Yeah, it really did. But definitely one of my favorite symbiotes, of course.
Yeah.
This is not a key book by any means. It's just one of my favorite covers. We have a Web of Spider-Man #32. If you're not going to collect Web of Spider-Man #1, I think this one is a definite Web of Spider-Man book to get slapped.
The greatest Spider-Man story ever told.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Definitely my personal favorite Spider-Man stories of all time. It's just very different, nitty gritty, heavy with the violence, and that's what I like. You know what I mean? So. All right, we have nothing but Todd McFarlane's on top of here. We have a Amazing Spider-Man #316, first cover appearance of Venom. Definitely one of my favorite Todd McFarlane covers. Favorite cover of Venom. To appear on the cover, really love that.
I will say, I just finally acquired this book in the raw, or reacquired, I should say. I do like this head and face, the classic, the original, more so than some of the really wacky, crazy
Venom. Yeah,
the French version.
Yeah, to me as well. That's my favorite incarnation of Venom as well. Before the the sharp fangs all the way through the jaw and the tongue being longer than his arm, kind of thing. But it's just when I was hardcore into ASM reading during those times with Todd McFarlane, and that's the Venom that was introduced to me, so I enjoyed it. So when they started, every artist would give him his own fresh take. I just kind of thought, oh well, this is a different look. I kind of like Todd's, but I'm with you, Rob. That's still to me, my favorite take on Venom.
Yeah, definitely mine too. Like I said in the beginning of the show, wish we had more Todd McFarlane Venom, and he is ruthless in that book. You know, he really gives it to Black Cat. So, so really violent there.
Lucky her.
Or not so lucky.
Yeah,
depends what she's into.
More SlabHub goodness.
More Todd McFarlane greatness here. Here is the first and only Todd McFarlane cover art on Batman.
Yeah, it's.
A book
Just climbs and climbs.
100% cover by.
Yeah.
Yes, it really is. Because
the Infinity Cape.
The Infinity Cape. Yeah. Where's this arm? He has three arms. He's got a hand here. There's an arm here.
Well, and the moon.
Which way is the wind blowing?
Part of the moon disappears, and is part of the moon's missing color. It's
orange moon here
and
white moon here.
Yeah.
And who is this woman? But no. Who is this woman?
I'm gonna go with Vicky Vale. I have no other explanation. You guys want to see another phallus penis signature? We got Wolverine #1, signed by Frank Miller.
There you go.
Wow, and a 9.8. Beautiful. Very hard to get.
I have another one in a blue label as well.
Yeah.
My only 9.8 is blue label. My yellow label is my 6.5.
One of the more submitted copies of CGC is that particular book right there.
Yeah, if you're a Wolverine fan, you definitely have to have that book.
It is generally, or for a while, it was on the top 10 list.
Yeah.
I don't know if it still is or not. Probably not, but it's definitely up there.
All right, we got 4 more slabs, guys. 4 more. We're almost there. We have Uncanny X-Men number 266.
Never heard of this guy.
First cover appearance of Gambit. Yeah.
Let's go with that. That's safe.
As an Arthur Adams fan, second appearance of Gambit.
Second appearance, first cover appearance.
Just say first cover appearance of Gambit is safe. That's 100% safe. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think everybody first appearance in the Uncanny X-Men even.
Yes, you can even go with that. Here is one of the most, I would say, the rarest comic book that I have in my collection. This was the last comic book buy of 2021, and this is the Maximum Carnage #1 acclaim variant.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so this book has a really low print run. The print run is not established, but it is definitely rare. The book is very hard to find in near mint condition because the paper quality is awful. It's not put together really well, but it is a fantastic cover. And if anyone is played absolute Maximum Carnage back in the day, you know how nostalgic this game really was and how hard it was too. Insanely hard. Definitely one of my new favorite comic books in the collection. And then the last 2 guys, we got some really big heavy hitters. Here is my 30th birthday present to myself. We have Amazing Spider-Man number 129, the first appearance of Frank Castle, and the Jackal, but nobody really seems to care about him. So
yeah, it's much like that first appearance of Gideon.
Yeah, right. And I think we're going to save one of the best for last here. This is my 29th birthday gift to myself. And here is a Incredible Hulk 181 and a 6.0 green label. Nice. I don't give a fuck about that stamp. Fuck that stamp. I'm not buying this book for a stamp. I'm buying it for Wolverine.
In reality, you did that on purpose because you wanted the label to match Hulk.
Exactly. I mean, come on, dude.
That's a good completionist attitude.
You don't want the blue to match Wolverine's gloves and boots. Like, who gives a hell? Come on.
Yellow or green or nothing.
You want to be green with anger, green with envy. So, and that's all I have, guys.
Wow.
I hope that was entertaining.
No, that's awesome. And I really appreciate you coming on and rushing to get on. I know you had some logistics to be able to make the beginning of the show there, and we appreciate you making it happen for us here and kicking off 2022. You're the first guest. You could say that you're the best guest we've had on Slab Hub this year.
Sweet, and I plan on keeping that title.
Yeah. I mean, you can use that. Rob said on quoted January 1st, best guess of the year.
I appreciate it. No, I really appreciate you guys having me on. I always love to nerd out with people and talk shop with comic books. Again, I apologize for being a little late.
No worries.
But I really do appreciate you inviting me on. I had a blast.
Well, we're going to do a couple things here as we go on here. First and foremost, let us bring in honor
folks,
of Superpower Review, Karate Kevin's
sweet
love of the symbiotes. If you go ahead and hit a hashtag Venom, we're going to do our third giveaway for the show here. Also want to remind everybody, don't forget, why don't you follow Kevin there? You see scrolling across the bottom is Instagram. His link to his YouTube is off there, as well as is down below in the description of the video. Make sure check that out. Also check out Chris the Comic Vet, who recently crossed that 500 threshold and is getting ready to announce giveaways for other stuff. And what the hell, while you're out there, if you haven't done it yet, my channel's here too.
Please subscribe to the channel you're watching.
Why not? Hit the notification bell, blah, 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 blah. I will announce simply that Monday's mail call, which my regular show, this coming up Monday will be the first big book of 2022 will be unveiled on Monday's show.
Already starting the year off right, huh?
Well, or ending last year, right? Depending. I mean, I acquired it last year. It took time to get here, but we'll open it up. But I say yes. Let's kick off the new year right with a major key book. It's not a grail, but it is a major key book that's going on. So that will be coming up on Monday. And after we do the giveaway, I'm going to go ahead and give a little teaser here of some of the books that will be in the January mystery box. I only did 3 last year. I may not even do 3 this year. I don't know. So, but discuss some banger books. So anyways, I see 23 entries in there out of 24 viewers. So we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wheel of Fish. Now you have to go watch that show. James Willie back in action. He had a dry spout, but he has come back swinging. Congratulations, James Willie, Canada representing. All right. So I'm going to let you guys split the duty on this one. Cool. So let's go ahead and get this going here for Mr. James Willie. Kevin, since you are our guest, why don't you take the first couple here? How should we start off for him?
Let's start off with the front, and we'll. You want to do the
front
whole,
book or front to back?
The whole finger thing.
Front to back. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. And let's stop right there.
All right, we have Gunslinger Spawn #1.
Ooh.
Oh yes,
that is fire right there. That was a good one.
All right,
my turn again, or are we going to?
Yeah.
Okay. Stop.
The Comic Tom 101, limited to 400 issues. Gut Ghost and I don't know, some rabbit. I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but congratulations, you won.
It's limited to only 400 books.
I've never seen that book before.
Yeah, there was only 400 copies. It was one of the really rare variants, exclusives in the Comic Tom box some months ago. All right, Chris, why don't you take 2 here? You want to go front back, or are you going to do a number from the front?
Yeah, I'm going to do a number. I know that James is in BC, and B is the second letter, so let's go 2 from the front, and 3 from the rear to represent the beautiful province he's in.
So 2 from the front. First one starts off with Women of Marvel.
Oh,
#1.
I enjoy Magic. That's a great cover.
Magic cover and bonus pull.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
Whoa.
So here, let's do the bonus pull. What's he going to do for his bonus pull?
Let's go front to back. And now.
Woo!
Wow.
Look at David Nakayama,
Wow.
Hellfire, Rogue Cover
Nice.
magazine, going rogue.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Congratulations. All right, and for his
3
let me
from
put
the
that
rear.
off the side. So his fourth book was 3 from the rear. You said 1, 2, and 3. X-Men number 21.
Wow, I've never seen that cover before.
Either
Very
had
nice.
I when I grabbed it. I was like, oh wow,
Yep.
that's
Nice. Very nice.
all right.
Whoop, whoop.
Now, Kevin, your turn.
All right.
Would you front
Okay,
to back, or a number from the front, or a number from the back, or
Can I just pull to see what that blue one is with the tape
you're
on?
just gonna say you're just going straight? I want the
Yeah,
blue tape?
I gotta see what that blue
Your
tape one
OCD
is.
is killing you, right? Ken?
All right.
It's just-
Chris has been trying to hit it too for a while, so I will allow it. All right, here you go. This is the win. This is pickup from C2E2 is Yi Soon Shi, issues 1, 2, 3, and 4. All it's a independent series about a Korean or Japanese, I don't know, Korea and Japan fighting each other way back when. All 4 issues are signed by the author.
Oh, very
Looks and
nice.
sounds Chinese.
It's Korean or Japanese,
Korean, yeah.
but it's written in English.
Okay, cool.
So
See, that wasn't bad. No,
it's a 4 book counts as 1. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5. All right, Kevin.
But one
next
was a bonus pull.
All right, let's start.
I have
from
the bonus pull off to the side, so I'm not counting it in
Sorry.
my pull.
Let's start with the front this time,
Okay, very front, or are you going front, or we're going front to back?
from front to back.
Okay.
All right, let's stop.
How about The Boys, issue 1, free comic book day.
Nice.
Draw again bonus book.
Wow,
James. Wow.
See, we're hooking this guy
All
up
right.
right now.
For his bonus book, how do you want to pull it? Front to back again?
Let's pick the
Or-
5th book from the front.
5th book from the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5th book from the front is Lady Mechanica.
Very nice.
Very cool. I love Lady Mechanica. I enjoy it quite immensely. So, congratulations! This is the first issue in the limited series Sangri. So, all right,
Wow.
Chris, last book.
Just sent James a whole box. Okay, let's
Yeah, now watch. He's going to get the daily double.
because it's 2022, let's just go 2 from the front.
2 from the front. 1, 2. Spider Woman, issue
Nice.
number 5.
Very
Very
sick.
Very
nice.
cover. Very nice.
Boom.
Ooh, right. So,
Congrats, guys. That's awesome. Look at that.
congratulations there,
That's
Mr.
sad.
Look at that fat stack.
James broke his dry spout.
Wow.
You guys should start making a policy when someone says fat stack, you take a shot.
Woo! Well, we kind of start the show for me on the West Coast. It's kind of early still, but actually, it's 1:00 in the afternoon. Who am I kidding? All right, congratulations to all our winners today, to DJ, to Mark from Legion of Comics, and James Willie. Of course, every week when we do the show, we'll have at least two sets of chances to win, and like I said, we'll continue to be throwing in bonus pulls and bonus prizes in on there for your chance to win additional stuff, just for being in the live. If you're watching this on the recorded, well, then you'll want to hit that notification bell so that way you can join the live so that you can win these prizes. All right, last bit of action here before we bid everyone adieu. For those of you who are still sticking around, I want to show you off a few of the books that will be making or giving you a little bit of a tease into the upcoming mystery box. I don't know the exact release date yet. I don't have 100% guaranteed price point yet on it, but I usually keep them at $300 or less. So there'll be like some, C2E2 exclusives, some New York Comic-Con exclusives. There'll be things like, some J. Scott Campbell books,
Very nice.
they'll be in there. Some other exclusives. Let's see what else. More J. Scott Campbell stuff. All right. because we love our J. Scott Campbell. I'm not going to do long on this, just a little quick teasers on this. Some older books, some New Teen Titans, right?
Oh,
Number
UT.
one.
book. That's
Some
a
X
another big
Factor.
book.
Battlestar Galactica #1.
Very nice.
This is Masters of the Universe.
Oh, big book.
Masters of the Universe. How about we saw this book come up today?
Oh, yes.
How about a Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man #1?
Oh, wow.
How about a Micronauts #1?
Those are kind of GPs
An
to
Alpha
me.
Flight #1?
Very nice.
Because we got to represent Canada, right? Some Silver Surfer.
I totally forgot that you guys are from Canada.
Well, I'm not.
Totally forgot.
Some Star
Just me.
Wars. Right? Star Wars.
Oh,
Indiana Jones.
Cool.
Some Submariner.
Oh,
Look at that cover.
wow.
How about some first Batman Beyond? Peach Momoko.
very nice.
Spec.
Oh. Wow. One of the hottest books last year.
A Schomburg.
Wow.
You like some older books? Some silvers? How about some Inferior 5? What?
What?
Daredevil?
Oh.
Captain America?
Oh.
Wow.
These are some great
What?
covers.
What?
60s. Very
And
nice.
because y'all know I love them signatures, how about some multi-sig books, right?
This is not a tease anymore. This is just
Yeah,
full on.
This is like
Oh no, this
people
is just a
starting to
fraction of
send
what's
you
going to
money.
be in these books here, right?
Who signed
So-
that Something is Killing the Children? Was that Jenny?
No, that
Okay. James Tynan?
no, that's
Werther?
what? Yeah, Werther.
Okay.
What?
Oh, more J. Scott Campbell. More J. Scott Campbell.
And the last book I'm going to show, one of
You
my
sure?
favorite books. Yeah, this is the last one I'm going to show. Oh, believe you, this is not even.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that spider butt.
Well, forget that.
That
Those
really
jeans,
is
oh,
American.
Those are some
butt.
that is some Sunday jeans. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. MJ's in it, too.
Spidey looks like he's flexing his butt in that cover. Like,
So be sticking around. I'll be releasing some other teases with the slabs that'll be going into some of these boxes, and I'll be kind of going over this again and more details as time goes. I don't know the price there, James, yet. Still putting them together. My guess is it's going to probably be 300 shipped. Is the target I'm trying to looking for with a credit for international, like last time. It'll be a certain amount of that is set aside as shipping, where if you are international and want shipping, you get that amount credited towards shipping, so you only pay the difference in shipping. So I will ship globally, and it's probably going to be 10 raw books and 2 slabs. Okay, what was the other question? Was on the there was something on how they're all throwaway books unless they're slabbed. Well, there will be some slab books there. And actually, a lot of these I have. These are duplicates or other stuff that has been acquired over time.
So I will ask a question
there'll be 10
on behalf
boxes.
of the chat. Are you going to have designated a GP, or are you going to
I haven't
be
decided yet.
just giving an overall great flavor for these boxes?
I haven't decided yet if there'll be an additional GP, as I've done some. I have done that in the past, although I haven't decided yet. It really just kind of depends as I'm going through everything and putting it together and figuring out what is, because I'd like to keep that value at a certain point. What is the value of the box? And if the boxes end up valuing at $400 or $500, then no, I'm probably not going to do another GP.
Okay.
Because these are going to have like 2 slabs in them too.
Yep.
So, because I like to overvalue my boxes. So there you are. Anyways,
sweet.
everybody who stuck around for all this time, we really appreciate you. Make sure you're subscribed already. Kevin, what you got? Let me fling you over here for a second. What do you have coming up this week? Anything special on the channel coming up?
No, I mean, I do have videos that I have ideas for, but I don't have anything like really set and schedule what I'm going to record first. But you know, I do have a McFarlane figure coming in the mail that I plan on reviewing sometime soon. It's Swamp Thing. It's a Swamp Thing figure. That McFarlane figure looks sick, so I'll definitely be doing a review on that at some point. You can You can also. I'm sorry, what?
I just saw Adrian's comment of Spider-Man with that good thorax.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Oh,
So I will be getting back on track on Saturdays for What's That Comic Book. I would love to see you gentlemen be featured on that show if you guys are free on Saturdays.
Sure.
aside from this show, I'm pretty free on Saturdays. Well,
Yeah.
no, then there's banter in the evening. That's true too. But we can always work things out.
We can work it out. But yeah, if you guys ever want to check out What's That Comic Book, it's on Saturdays. There's no set point in time for it. It's just whatever works for the guests. So we can all get together and just hang out.
That makes it easier.
Yeah, I try to be like really chill about it. But yeah,
unlike me, who says no, we start at this time. We're live, yo.
we're going live. Fuck it, we're doing live. But yeah, you can look forward to those things. Any subscribe, any piece of a little attention, a like, a watch goes a really long way on the channel. And let me know that you're watching by commenting. I really appreciate any feedback that the channel receives.
Awesome very much. Thanks for coming on, Kevin. Really appreciate you being a part
Thank
of
you
the
for
show
having me.
Today.
Yes.
Chris, as always, a pleasure to have you on. Anything else that we didn't talk on that you wanted to tease out while you're here before I wrap us up?
The moment I'm going to be talking a little bit about just a small handful of things I'm going to give away when I hit 600 subscribers, and just stay tuned for that, everyone.
All right. And with that, everybody, again, thank you so much for coming out. Like, subscribe, notify everybody here, the list below, all you people in there. And until next time, make sure you collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.